Okay, it's time to do another video in the kitchen. I'm joined here today again with Rob and Zelda, who's behind me.
Yes.
Sure, Rob, you want to be dressed like that?
I beg your pardon.
Okay, it's time to make some comfort food tonight. We're heading over to the United States to make...
Marsha's meatloaf.
Yum.
It's very yum.
Let's get started. And I think we'll try and avoid any meatloaf puns. Hello, Zelda. Who's 1 year old today? So here are the things that you need to make meatloaf. Let's take a closer look. The main ingredient is mince. I use the extra lean mince, 5-star. Breadcrumbs, an egg to hold all the ingredients together. These are the spices that go into the meatloaf, along with onion. And you all know what I like to do next, and that's get these ingredients all prepped, ready to go. I'm not going to use all of this mince today. There'll be a little bit left over for the birthday girl, who's already spotted it. Seeing as it's a small onion, I'm just going to chop it up manually rather than using the device. Oh yes, and my eyes are watering. I don't like chopping onions. Okay, Rob, what do you call this?
A spice. Oregano.
I call it oregano.
Well, you say tomato, I say tomato.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
I say banana, you say?
Don't want to say it, thank you.
So I've got everything prepped now. The binders, that's the breadcrumbs, the milk and the egg. I'll go into the mince in a minute. The onion, Worcestershire sauce, and the spices. I'm going to put it all in there now. In with the onion. In with the breadcrumbs. In with the milk. Nearly spilled that all over myself.
Well, these things happen.
Worcestershire sauce. Spices. So there you have it. Now it's time for me to mix this all in. Got to do a really, really good mix on this.
With your nice clean hands, go. Ever attentive, ever hopeful.
Okay, here we go.
Mix away. Look at that.
Ooh, it's squishy.
There it is, mixing away.
That mince is really rather cold.
Go.
So time to lightly grease the oven dish. Shut your eyes, Zelda. So now I'm transferring the meatloaf into the baking dish. Like so. I'm not cooking it into a loaf. It's better to cook it this way because the oils can run out freely. Okay, Rob, it's time to turn the oven on, 175 degrees Celsius. Okay, we're going to put the meatloaf in the oven in a moment, but before we do, we'll make the glaze, which goes on top of the meatloaf, just to give it that extra special je ne sais quoi. Here are the glaze ingredients. What's the special ingredient, Rob?
Pure Canadian maple syrup from Quebec.
Here are the glaze ingredients ready to mix up.
Ketchup, Worcestershire sauce, raw sugar, and Canadian maple syrup.
Okay, Rob, seeing as you're the chief stirrer in the household, away you go.
Here we are, round and round. Have an egg beater, that would be nice.
So the light has gone off on the oven. It tells me that I can put the meatloaf in to cook for 45 minutes.
Voila!
Here comes the meatloaf after 45 minutes of cooking. It's looking good. As you can see, the oils from the meatloaf have come out of the meatloaf itself, so that's why it's better to cook it like this. Now it's time to glaze. Okay, Rob, now put the glaze on the top of the meatloaf because it will run down the sides, and try and cover as much as you can. Here we go. Getting that glaze all over the meatloaf. Pour it on the top if you like.
Real, there it is.
Okay, very nicely glazed. It's going back in the oven for another 15 minutes and we're done. Okay, meanwhile we've got some mashed potatoes on the boil. Mashed potatoes and meatloaf go really well together. Okay, Rob, it's now time to take the meatloaf out of the oven.
Look at this.
Looking good.
Fantastic.
Looking good. Just need to let that rest before I transfer it over to another plate. It smells and looks really rather good. Getting the mashed potatoes ready and then we're in business. So here's the meatloaf transferred over to a plate, ready for carving. Okay, Rob, time to cut in.
Yes, indeed. Here we are. Oh, that's what's happening. Oh, it's very nice.
Looks pretty good. Okay, let's get that on the plate.
Okay, let's go.
Mashed potato over here. Okay, all good to go. Let's see what it tastes like. Okay, Rob, time for a taste test.
Okay, let's go. See if we've done Marsha proud here. 1 minute, get a bit of this. Very nice. Very nice indeed.
Okay, Rob, so how's the glaze?
Very nice. Well, what are your thoughts, Simon? What? Ah, okay, good.
2 glasses of red and meatloaf and mash. What could be better? And the birthday girl falls asleep in front of the fire, nice and warm. So the oven light's telling me it's 175 degrees in the oven. Time to put the meatloaf into the oven for 45 minutes. And Zelda, get your tongue out of it. Okay, Rob, it's time to take the meatloaf out of the oven.